So let's just do a brief overview of one of the coolest new things about mapping Tonal Harmony Pro 8 that sets it apart from our previous versions, and that's the fluid nature in which you're going to interact with the app now due to this toolbar that we have on the right. So everything you need to know about the app, or all the different changes you might make considering this or that or any little detail, is now on the right hand side of the map. So let's go through real quickly. We're just going to talk about what each one of these icons does. So the very first thing you're going to see is our song catalog. So here you can search for any song or any exercise in the app that you may have access to. So you can do it by user, so user created. You can do it by song title, or if it's categorized as a jazz practice piece or a jazz theory piece. We have all these filters here that also allow you to condense what you're seeing in the catalog. Or you can just search by title or composer right there. The next menu is our play along settings. So here is where you'll adjust any feature related to the play along. That is to say tempo, or the mix, the groove, the style, the key that it's in. And so when you click on each one of these menus, you see what that menu does. Here I can adjust the tempo, the amount of repeats. Here I can adjust the volumes and the reverb. And again, we'll go into more in depthly what all of these submenus do later. And here I can adjust the MIDI volume, so there's a MIDI menu. All right, so the next is our player menu. Here's where we can load an AI voicings player in the current map style. So whatever the map on the left is doing, it's going to be in that style. We can adjust any setting related to the player, such as the voicings range, the instrument that he's playing, and the volumes, and so on. So this first drop down is where I'll find all of my different players from a list of suitable players for the current map. And I can adjust the highest note that's allowed, and I can force the player to play all the chords in the harmony, or give him some leeway or room as to how he's going to comp the chords. A bunch of stuff there. Here's where I can choose what the instrument sound is. Here we have a new Rhodes feature, new nylon guitar, new steel guitar, different bass sounds, and also different drum kit sounds. And at the bottom, there's just a player mix drop down. This allows you to personalize the sound when you play a chord on the map. So our next toolbar menu here is our map menu. So this menu is used to customize any feature within the harmony map. I can choose the map, I can choose the style, I can choose anything related to what's going on here in the left-hand portion of the screen. I can see here the map style, jazz, classical, pop, depending on the song that I'm writing or analyzing, what level of the map I want to use. There's 7 of them currently, the key that it's in, all the display preferences, and the theme. So you can completely customize your interaction and personalize how you want to interact with mapping Tonal Harmony Pro. The next toolbar menu is our panels menu. So you can use this menu to customize the panels. We can view and load different panels, aids, and things like keyboards, fretboards, and the staff history, and all sorts of stuff. So the panels loader allows me to choose how I want the panels to work, whether I want to load the staff on the bottom or whether I want to load the staff on the top. There's a voicings keyboard that I can load into one of the panels, a scales keyboard that I can load into one of the panels. There's guitar options, and there's also staff history that I can also load into one of the top or bottom panels on the left, depending on how I've set up the preferences. Next, we have our tools menu. This allows us to transform the current progression by applying various musical tools. I can reharmonize, I can create workouts, I can study upper structures and target notes and all sorts of stuff. So that first drop down is I can create a 12 key workout using the first bar or up to 8 bars of the progression that is loaded. So here I can choose the modulation pattern, or how many of those first 8 bars that I mentioned earlier am I going to use to create my workout, Next, I can do reharmonization things like reharmonize the current song, combining different reharmonization techniques. So different things like 2 minor 7 interpolation and all sorts of cool stuff here. Whether or not I want to apply upper structures, and whether or not I want to study target notes. Again, we'll go into in other tutorials more in-depthly how to use every single one of these features. But next, let's talk about our song editor option, the next option on our toolbar. Here, we can create, edit, or duplicate any song. And you can enable edit mode here as well. All right, moving right along, next thing we have is our staff menu. Here, we can customize the visual appearance of the chart and adjust things like line spacing, font size, chord placement, and so on. First drop down is our staff preferences. Turn on auto spacing and avoid clashing between chords. I can turn on double system breaks for smaller devices like a phone. If you're using this on a phone, that's a great option. Our staff presets options are here. Here you can turn on and off different layers, change the font size, and our preset editor option down here allows me to create my own staff presets using the current preset as like a starting point, and then I can personalize this setting however I want. And the last menu on our toolbar is our share and print menu. So here's where we can import, export, and print our songs. Import options are here, export options are right underneath it, and anything related to your printing is right there. All of the shapes underneath the toolbar are for inversions if you're interacting with the app. So those aren't necessarily menu features, but those allow you to voice a chord in root position, first inversion, second inversion, or if you're using a 7-chord, third inversion. And then this option here is just to create pedal points if you so desire. So I hope that was helpful. I think this is one of the really cool new things about version 8 that I think sets it apart from the last version, making interacting with the app so much more seamless and fun to use. Hopefully more instinctive for you guys as well. Like I said earlier, we are going to do more in-depth tutorials on each menu and on each submenu within each menu, so be on the lookout for those. Hit us up in the comments down below if you want something specific explained, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So thanks again for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.